am Darpan Jain. I am Special Commissioner looking after solid waste management for the city of Bangalore. I took charge of this assignment around 1 year back, and this has been a very challenging assignment. Solid waste management, as all of us are aware, has number of dimensions. There is a technical side to it, there is a financial side to it, there is a institutional side to it, there is a behavioral side to it. Unless and until all these components are dealt with in a holistic manner, it is very difficult to produce a result which is sustainable, which is accepted by the community, and which fits in the overall framework of our current legal framework. So it was really challenging on all these counts. We tried attending some of the issues, and I think it is work in progress. Every day we have to attend, we have to improve, we have to learn, we have to experiment, we have to innovate, and it is learning by doing. It is very difficult to say that theoretically this is something which will work. So taking these individual items, on the financial side, I would say solid waste management is something which requires investment from the urban local body as well as the state government. It is not a very appropriate thing to state that waste can be converted to wealth without investment. In the hierarchy of waste management, as all of us are aware, it starts with reducing the waste, recycling the waste, recovering whatever we can recover out of waste. So all these components require investment. It requires local body to mobilize resources, prioritize its investments, and ensure that the delivery mechanism is sufficiently robust. So when I say investment, I feel that local body and the state government, it needs to invest as high as maybe 70-80% of the investment requirement. We did some calculations. I feel around 1,000 rupees per capita is the approximate investment requirement for each city. Of course, there are a number of options which are available, but overall, I feel this is the kind of money which each local body and state must mobilize. And they should mobilize it themselves. And it is not a big money. If this amount is seen in comparison with the overall budget of the local body, overall expenditure which the local body is doing on other components, it is not something which is very difficult for a local body to mobilize. I will give you an example. In Bangalore city, we are having a budget of almost 5,000 crores. So 1,000 per capita means an investment of only 1,000 crores. And this investment can also be phased over a period of 2 to 3 years time period. So it is not that difficult. It is only a question of prioritization. So this is something which I think all of us have to understand. The policy makers need to take cognizance of this, that this sector requires investment from the local body and the state government. As far as technology is concerned, I think there are different options. Depending upon the size of the urban local body, different options need to be exercised. In our circumstances, in our conditions, with the kind of waste which we are generating, it has to be a mix of options. It cannot be the single sole option which will serve all the purposes. So I feel composting, biomethanation, and RDF to energy, these are the options which most of the local bodies need to exercise. If the city is very big, like Bangalore, it has to go for composting, RDF, and RDF to energy, in addition to recycling whatever can be recycled. Very, very important part of the solid waste management is going for decentralized waste management. Try and ensure whatever can be recycled, consumed within the ward itself. So we had a very good beginning. Bangalore that way has taken number of steps in that direction. It has 185 dry waste collection centers which are there in almost each ward. So each ward has one dry waste collection center which is collecting as high as 1.5 tons of dry waste. So that is a substantial quantity. Now our target is how we can increase it to 2 to 3 tons. So if we can increase it to 2 to 3 tons with 198 wards, I can remove almost 500 to 600 tons of waste at the ward level itself, the dry component of the waste. And that entire quantity will go for recycling. So that will be a huge quantity of waste going for recycling. Similarly, if we see the wet waste component, in the wet waste component also, especially the bulk generators like markets, hotels, we need to go for decentralized processing of the bulk waste. It is very feasible. There are a number of options which are available. Biomethanation is one of the options, which is completely closed, which does not cause nuisance to anybody, and it can be done on a small patch of land. So educational institutions, big campuses, hotels, bulk generators, choultries, convention centers, all of these have to be mandated that they must have their own decentralized facilities to handle wet waste. Biogas can be converted into electricity, it can be compressed and can be used for cooking purposes also. In Bangalore, we have set up 13 biomethanation centers of 5 tons capacity each. Our target is now to have one processing center in each ward, so that at least 5 tons of waste, wet waste, we can deal at the ward level itself. If for 198 wards we are able to do 5 tons in each ward, almost 1000 tons of waste we can reduce coming out of the ward. Once we reduce the waste coming out of the ward, what it means is that much of transportation we are avoiding. Then we are not taking waste from number of wards to a single location, which helps in processing at a single location. So the decentralized approach on the dry side, on the wet side, can at least remove 1500 to 1600 tons of waste for a city like Bangalore. For a smaller city also, to a smaller extent, it can remove. Once we do that, then it would be always better to have multiple facilities for processing of waste. We should not have single facility or only 1 or 2 facilities for a city. It is always better for a city like Bangalore to have 8 or 10 facilities which process around 200 to 300 tons of waste. If you have a facility which is processing 700, 800, 1000 tons of waste, it leads to a very major processing area. Large number of vehicles need to move in that area. The neighboring area would have issues. So it is always better to have a smaller facility, well-kept facility which is near to the zone. So in Bangalore, like we have 8 zones. So now almost we have 10 facilities in Bangalore. So each zone would have a separate independent facility. The travel distance should not be more than 10-15 kilometers. That should be the target. But there are some components where you cannot have multiple decentralized facilities, which is if you want to convert RDF to energy. So that you can have one centralized facility for the city as a whole, or maybe 2 facilities for the city as a whole. So if you do that, then entire RDF, the refuse derived fuel which is generated for the city, can be handled in those facilities. I think these options are the most viable, implementable and operational options which should be exercised by different municipalities. Composting, biomethanation, RDF to energy, these are the way to go forward. And in terms of processing capacity, My recommendation is that city should develop minimum 150% of the processing capacity. If our waste generation is 4,000 tons, we should have processing capacity of 2,000 tons more. 6,000 tons of processing capacity should be there. So there should always be a buffer to ensure that there is no default in processing of waste. 100% processing of waste should be the target. Nothing should go to the landfill without processing. And landfill, our target is to reduce it to less than 15%. That is a target which we have kept for ourselves. So like that, I feel in 1,000 rupees per capita you can do all this. You can do a decentralized facility also, you can do centralized facilities also, you can do intermediate facilities also, you can have composting plants, you can have RDF to energy plants. So this is about processing of waste, technical options, financials.